Hi YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to do a video on replacing the air filter on my BMW S1000rr. You might be wondering why I have the tank taken out. Well, I was riding the other day and I smelled a really strong smell of gas, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So I checked the gas cap, the insulation like around the rings, and I didn't notice anything on there. And then what I did is I took out the gas tank because I was afraid that I had a crack in this. This is what connects into the gas tank underneath. And sometimes, since these are made out of plastic, they'll crack from like, what do you call it, high pressure. So it'll start leaking. But when I don't notice anything on here, it looks completely normal. So I'm just gonna put the tank back together and, and see if I can still smell that, the strong smell of gas. Now, I was doing two separate things, so I figured, well, since I have to get under here anyway to remove the tank, I might as well change the air filter. So when I took the air filter out, I noticed that it was just the normal paper air filter that comes with the motorcycle. So I started doing some research on it as to why I would want to get something a little bit better. And it's all about the amount of air that goes in, through the port into the motor. The more air, the better the motor breathes, more efficient and powerful the motor becomes. So I'm going to show you what this one looks. I just have to set the phone down for a minute. Okay, so here's the stock air filter. Now, on the filters, you could see the amount of air that's going through the filter if you hold it up against light. So you'll see, well, this is actually really dirty, but you see how I'm turning it, you can kind of see light coming through it. Well, it's blocking most of the air. I mean, it's doing its job for what it's for. But I mean, oh, look at how dirty this is too. I mean, you can reuse it. You can just use probably, air hose or so. And look at that, all that, probably a lot of bugs in there and stuff. But you can probably reuse it, but I wouldn't do that. I would pretty much just get a new one of these if you want to stick with this one, or get this one. Now look at the light through that air filter. So imagine the amount of air that's going through this more than it is on the stock. Also the material that it's made out of. Now this one is made by a Sprint. It's called the Sprint air filter. Now what's cool about this, I'll just read you what the little pamphlet that I got that comes with this says. But it's saying it's the world's best performing high-tech air filter, which I have no idea if it is. But they claim that they use a patented technology that consists of a single layer of an exclusive polyester fabric, and the fabric's formed by woven threads. So maybe you can see like woven threads in there. Yeah, so woven threads having a diameter starting from 22 microns to 70 microns each, therefore creating a filtering mesh of 37 microns to 85. So let's see here. It just says that the filter material is positioned between two special steel alloy meshes that are treated with epoxy resin. Now, what's kind of cool about that is I was wondering about the maintenance on it. And this is what it says. For care, the Sprint filter has an unlimited lifespan if properly maintained. It only needs compressed air to be regenerated. No regeneration kit is needed. It is particularly dirty. It can be washed with any type of mild detergent and promptly blown with compressed air and then immediately inserted into the filter, just like the picture. And then On this, I noticed that sometimes people use oil. This one says the Sprint filter, air filter does not need any oil to stop dirt particles. It is not possible to dry it with compressed air. Do not use direct heat, but rather just let it dry naturally. So yeah, it's an investment. I ended up getting this for, it was about $100. I had used Jared Campisi's code to get the 5% off to make it 100, or to make it $100. And I don't know how it's going to perform. I would imagine that I should be able to notice a difference when I'm writing, but you know, we'll see what happens. So now I'm going to put it back in. You can also see by this little groove in there, it's only going to go in one way. So now I'm just going to get it. And let's see here. There we go. All right, cool. Just push it right in there. Now we've got the Sprint air filter there. And then of course, this is the cover that's gonna go in. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, and my Insta 360 flew off on my last ride, so I'm a little bit upset about that. But so now I put the cover on, you're just gonna push it down. These little latches here, you're gonna hear it click in once I push it down. There we go. Okay, so now it's in there. Now, also too, is that you don't have to take the tank off to get to the filter. You can just remove this, which is connected to this top piece. And then there's also a little slide thing. This has a little piece that goes onto the slide thing to hold it in place. And then there's this, right? You gotta plug that in. Oh yeah, and then there was this piece down here. I actually plugged it back in, but this is, you wanna take that off. And then this plugs in, and then on here, this piece right here, this actually fits into the little groove in the tank. Right there. You see that black piece right there on the tank? That goes in there. So if the tank is actually on the motorcycle, you would just slide that in or out to pull it off of the motorcycle. So I'm gonna put this back together, but obviously I gotta put the tank back in. So I'm gonna put that in. And then once I do that, I'll put all this stuff together and we should be good. But pretty much this video was just on the Sprint air filter. That's the one that I used. There's also another one, and they call it Racing. And it just looks like there's like, you can let like twice the amount of light in there. And it's about $250, like super expensive. But this filters the street performance or street race performance, something like that, air filter. So that's why I got it. Any questions or comments regarding the filter, or maybe how I took this apart or so, you can feel free to message me and I'll reply back to you. And thank you so much for watching.